see it. Let me tell you how I got here. 1,200 miles away from home in the Colorado Rockies on a mission to film a steam train. Imagine winning your share of $1 million from a video contest. This year, GoPro released the Hero 9, along with announcing that they would be doing the $1 Million Challenge again for the 3rd year in a row. You shoot cool stuff with their new camera, and if you're included in the edit, you get your fair share of $1 million, which is split between all of these winners. I always thought only pro cinematographers and athletes won these challenges, but it wasn't until last year where I noticed that some of the winners only had like 100 Instagram followers and were just taking videos on like family trips and stuff. So I did some simple math. Last year, 42,000 clips were submitted from 45 people. And on average, if every contestant entered 3 clips, that means 14,000 people entered the contest. 45 or 14,000 won. So 1 in 300. So just by entering, you have a 0.32% chance of winning. That's 135,000 times more likely than winning the California lottery. So with this approach to the challenge, I kind of thought that I had a fair chance of winning just by shooting a clip that I thought was good enough. So I ended up making a plan. I needed to buy the new GoPro Hero 9, plan my shots, shoot my shots, and then submit them. The first step was easy. Best Buy had them available day 1. Step 2 was the most time consuming. I scoured through all these GoPro videos along with all the previous winners from the $1 Million Challenge, and I was looking for something unique to shoot. What subject is interesting enough to win but hasn't been featured in a GoPro video before? Then I got it. A steam train.
Flowing in a never-ending stream. From crankers to typewriters, coal to pottery, it rolls over the finest railroads in the world.
Hear me out. Have you ever heard anyone say that steam trains suck, that they're boring? No, steam trains are cool. I think everyone likes steam trains, and they're actually really interesting subjects to shoot. I wanted a shot of the steam train where the train, the environment, and the camera movement kind of mesh together and create this super dynamic shot that the GoPro team just can't miss. A quick search for steam trains in my area brought up a couple trains I had ridden as a kid, but they were all non-operational due to COVID-19. And we also had a lot of wildfires, so shooting outdoors in California wasn't really going to be an option for me, so I looked out of state. For my second search, I looked at some of the most scenic train rides in America, and I found this one line in southeastern Colorado called the Durango-Silverton Narrow Gauge Railroad. It had everything I needed. It was in beautiful Colorado in the San Juan National Forest. It had these beautiful orange-yellow colored cars, and they were operational during COVID. So with that, I started to plan my trip. The train runs once per day on a 5-hour route, so if I stayed for 3 days, I'd have 3 opportunities to shoot it. The great thing about trains is that there's a huge community of these rail fans that give constant updates on train lines and what trains are running and how the nature looks around the trains, so it was pretty easy to plan exactly where I wanted to go and what I wanted to shoot, and also gauge how the weather was, because this was right in between fall and winter. I didn't want to get right in between where everything's dead and there's no snow on the ground. I set my eyes on 3 specific locations, each shot getting progressively harder. I decided to bring along my FPV drone because it's the only drone I had that was equipped to carry a Hero 9. So that was what most of the planning looked like. So with that done, I was able to book my tickets and head to Colorado. So I finally made it to Colorado. As you can see, the sun is just rising. It took me about an hour to get my rental car. The mountains are beautiful here, and to be honest, it's a bit scary. So I have about 6 hours of driving still to do, and I haven't slept much. I slept maybe an hour total the whole night. I'm just gonna go around, shoot some footage. All right, so I made it back to the hotel, and I am absolutely fucking dead. My eyes are bloodshot. Updating the Hero 9 just to make sure all those features are up to date, especially if I'm submitting a contest. But other than that, I'm going to bed early. I need sleep. It's been 2 days. Ciao. All right, morning time. Got a lot of sleep in, but I need to go get coffee, and then I'm gonna go to my first location to shoot. So I'm actually really excited. However, always nervous, always wondering whether or not it's actually gonna work. So, see. All right, made it to location number 1, and it's looking pretty good so far. Yeah. So this is the shot right here. Drone goes that way. Yeah, that's fine, that's good. Start to stress out, you forget steps, and I think last night I was stressing. I had not gotten sleep in 2 days. I had completely forgotten the goggles. Now I'm like forgetting what I'm doing. I had like some sort of latte that didn't have much caffeine in it. All right, so I think it's important to note that I had only had coffee this morning and nothing to eat, so I ended up forgetting my video goggles, and it was just kind of off to a rough start, so that's why I'm a bit rambly in this beginning part, so. Go. So I did it. At this point in the adventure, I had actually captured the shot I was looking for. This was where it all made sense. It was where I felt like the trip was really worth it. I had no idea what the footage looked like, but I did everything in my power to get the shot I wanted. I made it to the second location. Sun's going away, clouds are coming in. Crossing my fingers, I'll get a good shot here. I'm doing a shot from under the water and then the camera comes up. I'm just praying that no water droplets get on the lens, but I did some testing and it seems like the ND filter is pretty good at keeping water off. So it's just up to chance, so we'll see. Oh, it's working. All right, so it's my final day here in Durango, and I have to go do a big hike. It's an hour and a half in to Cascade Creek, which is down a big mountain range, and that's where the train turns around at a Y. The thing is, there's no photos of this Y, or there's a couple photos of the trail that leads there, but I didn't have any spots that I picked out to shoot because I only had satellite imagery. So I kind of have to get there a little earlier than usual. I have to scout it out and figure out exactly what I want to shoot. But I have to go quick. I have to get coffee, get a snack, and hit the road. So yeah, I'll see you when I do that. This was a turning point for me and where things kind of started going downhill.
Is this ice? One way to find out.
I had misread some of the hike statistics and thought it was a 4-mile hike down, 4-mile hike up, but it actually was 6 miles down, 6 miles up.
It's icy.
I was not prepared at all. I was wearing Vans with holes in it and a hoodie. So I ended up rushing, and I quickly started to run out of time. But that's how I ended up here, in the Colorado Rockies, 1,200 miles away from home. I needed to hike 1 mile off the trail to get to this specific spot I was looking at. This was really dumb of me, and I ended up rushing through it, throwing my stuff on the ground, unpacking, getting everything ready. I had minutes to spare. I put my FPV headset on, and my whole transmission system isn't working. I don't get an image, and I don't get the shot. This was a really hard experience for me to go through because once the train left, I was all by myself, 6 miles away from any road. I had not gotten the shot I wanted, and honestly, it just kind of killed me. I was exhausted, I had done everything I wanted to do, so it was time to go back home. Update, it is currently snowing. I assume they've salted the roads. It is currently 35 degrees out. I'm sure the snow will accumulate. I already see it on the road accumulating. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, guys. Yeah. I'm just gonna go slow, you know, take my time. So was it worth it? The resources, the hours of planning, the time, the money. I had to rate my whole experience as good. A daring adventure where I went out of my way to make a dream a reality. I wanted to shoot a steam train in Colorado, so I did, and I did it well. So with that done, I submitted the video. I'm kind of at this moment that feels really meta because last time I was on this page, I was thinking about shooting a steam train in Colorado, and now I have shot a steam train in Colorado and I'm uploading the footage I've taken from that trip, and it's kind of full circle, you know. The average stuff, I learned a lot, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't think the clip is $1 million challenge worthy. It is very different in my opinion, and I think it's a beautiful shot, but we'll see. All right, well, it's been submitted. Now all we have to do is wait, and you know what? Win or lose, still had a great time doing this contest, so it's a win for me already. All right, I need to go.